Please welcome Nicole Kidman. Yes, welcome.
Hi.
You got a big hit on your hands.
Yeah, it's a good film. I've seen it about 4 times now.
Yeah. Not many women in the film. Did you get lonely?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's basically all men except for my character. But that's fun. I mean, I represent the female point of view in the film. And I play a doctor, a neurologist, and I have absolutely nothing to do with racing. So I represent the point of view from someone who doesn't know anything about racing, who then becomes involved in the racing world. Yeah. And involved with Tom Cruise.
Yeah. How did you get the role?
I was in Australia, and I was unaware of this, but Tom saw Dead Calm, and Robert Towne saw Dead Calm, and they decided to write the role for me.
Yeah. So,
pretty amazing.
So you had to,
I flew over. I mean, I had to meet them.
Yeah.
I walked into the room, and there were 6 men sitting around the table. It was Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer, Tom Cruise, Robert Towne.
Ooh, that's a tough room.
Yeah, it was pretty intimidating.
And in the meeting, if you didn't have to read,
No, I did have to read. I sat down and I read a scene that wasn't completely written. And basically, it was just Tom and I really connected. I mean, there was we got on really well and we laughed a lot. And I walked out of there, and the next day they offered me the film.
Yeah. And did you all continue to get along? What was it like working with Tom?
It was really fun. I mean, he's a great actor. I mean, working with Robert Duvall, working with Tom Cruise was one of my dreams. And I got to do that. And it was inspiring, and it was a great lesson. And I learned a lot.
You know, I mentioned in the intro that for a lot of people in America, this may be the first time they've seen you, and you may be just coming to their attention, but you know, you're large, as they say, in Australia. And, and now you're here, and I saw you in an interview talk about the fact that you and Tom are dating now, or you all are together now off screen. Do you sometimes regret that maybe you've mentioned that, or that people know that? Does it ever get in the way of you being Nicole? I mean, because you're a star in your own right and a huge star in your country.
I don't think who you go out with affects your career unless you let it affect your career. And so, therefore, yes, I go out with Tom Cruise, but I'm about to do a movie with Dustin Hoffman called Billy Bathgate. So it shows you that it doesn't matter who you go out with, as long as you don't let it affect you and what people say, then it's okay, you know. And I've been working since I was 14 years old. I've been working in Australia, and then I've come to America, and I've started working here. And I hope to continue working here. And whether I'm going out with someone or not, I don't think that affects it in any way.
Yeah. The reason I ask is when I was a young comic, or younger comic, I used to date B. Arthur, and sometimes when...
And that really affected your career.
You know, well, sometimes when you're in public, you know, the photographer's screaming, B, B, you know, and I'm like, does anybody know I am alive? You know, and I would get mad sometimes, and that's why I figured we could relate on that level, you know, dealing with these big stars. Let's take a commercial and come right back with more Nicole Kidman. Understand something. You have to understand that people in America have no idea why you're screaming. Okay? Wait. For those of you watching, these people are having what's called cruise-gasm. And they'll get over it, I hope. For the people who haven't seen this film, you're a very strong lady in this film. You grab him at one point. As a matter of fact, you push him, and you grab him, other than the collar, too. One time you grab him in a very delicate place to grab men. Yes.
Where?
What would you call it? The jewels?
Right.
Was that a tough scene?
I don't remember that scene, though.
You don't?
No.
Probably most women would forget that scene if they...
Oh, where? You mean when I'm giving him an examination?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. You just didn't say cough.
Oh. Right. Yeah. It was, I mean, you saw a clip from the scene where I push him and everything. I mean, I had to be coaxed into doing that. I was slightly reluctant to push a man around on screen, but after about 15 takes, it was pretty easy.
How about the grabbing?
The grabbing, I can't remember grabbing him. I really can't. I can't remember the scene. I'm not pretending. I just can't.
Okay. Let's talk about where that's...
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I'm thinking in my mind, wait a minute.
Grab him.
No, wait a minute.
Anyway, we won't get into it.
Well, no, let's get into it.
No. You make me blush.
Oh. Let's get... See, the closest these women will ever get to that scene is here listening to you talk, so I figured you might want to tell about it.
No.
No.
I keep my lips sealed.
Okay, well, okay, that's cool. You know, part of the strength that I saw, I would assume, might be in your real character. Are you anything like her?
Yes. Yeah, I've been known to push people around, and I'm not as controlled as she is. She's, to me, the character is very still and very controlled, and knows exactly what she wants out of life. I know what I want out of life, but I'm not as controlled as she is.
Yeah. When you were a kid, you stole a Barbie doll? Now, this, I wasn't the security guard in Australia, so this one I didn't see. But what was that about?
I stole a Barbie doll, yeah. When I was 6, my mother wouldn't let me have a Barbie doll because she said that it wasn't right. She was a very strong feminist, and I was brought up in a very strong feminist household. And she didn't want me to have a stereotyped female doll. So, you know, she said no, I wasn't allowed to have one, so I went to a shop and I stole one. And I came home with this Barbie doll, and I said, well, I found it in the gutter. But actually, she found out that, I admitted I stole it. She took me back to the stock shop, and I had to return it. And she realized that you can't instill, you know, adult values on a small kid. So, yeah, but I grew up in a very strong feminist household.
Yeah. Your mom is in Australia?
Yeah, my parents live in Australia. I was actually born in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was born in Hawaii.
And
then I lived in Washington, D.C. My father is a biochemist. Really?
we knew we recognized that accent from D.C. Yes, what will we be seeing you in next? That movie you talked about earlier?
Yeah, I'm doing a film with Dustin Hoffman, so I get to work with the 2 Rain Men.
What's the name of the film?
It's called Billy Bathgate.
Billy Bathgate.
Yeah, it doesn't start shooting until October, and it's set in the 30s, and I play an American.
Oh, can you get rid of that accent?
You bet. I mean, I'm not going to do it now, but I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Will you have to practice at all?
Yeah, I have a coach, but when I go to New York, which is where the film's shooting, and I go there for wardrobe fittings and stuff, I do an American accent the whole time I'm there.
Yeah. How long have you been acting?
It's 8 years now.
Oh, okay, so you're kind of new to it. You didn't grow up wanting to be this famous actress.
No, I grew up thinking that being an actress was a fantasy career. In Australia, it's very, people don't decide to be actors. I mean, it's very common in America to decide to be an actor, but in Australia, our film industry is very small, and it's uncommon to decide to be an actress. So I suddenly, out of the blue, at 12, I just said, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to be an actress. And I was cast in a film when I was 14, and I just didn't stop working. I had tutors and stuff like that, but I didn't stop working till now, and I'm 23.
You're also very tall.
Yeah, I'm 5'10".
You see, I know a lot of women that have been fired from roles here because they're... I have a friend who was fired because she was too tall for the male lead, you know?
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit taller than Tom. I'm a lot taller than Dustin. I mean, I think I'm about that much taller. And I think that it's great that they're not intimidated with working with tall women. Yeah. You know, they're so secure in themselves, and they take it, I mean, with Dustin and I think we're going to make it more into something comic. You know, instead of seeing it as a bad thing, they grab hold of it and use it as a good thing. Yeah. So, yeah, neither of the men that I've worked with here in America, or any of the men that I've worked with, have been intimidated by my height, which says something about them.
It also says that you're so fine, it don't matter. It don't matter. Congratulations on the success of this film thus far. For those of you who haven't seen it, go check it out. It's in the theaters now. It's called Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise. And this is Nicole Kidman. We'll be back in 1 minute.